Yes, we're ready. All right, so hold on. Go. All right. Not yet, I know you all can't wait. But first I wanted to describe what we are. We're a mid-sized suburban library, and we identified a lot of problems. So here are our problems. We have limited city resources. We have duplication of facilities and programs going on between the public library and the park district. We also need better use of stats to measure what we're doing in the community. And the library's role is changing in the community, going from, as things change from more physical to digital, the role is changing, and the need for libraries as a community space, as a gathering place, and as a maker space. All of those are challenges and problems, and somehow we have to do this on a very limited budget with facilities that may not be conducive. So, what is the solution? Drum roll. It is Library Park, which is a merging of the local park district and the public library. Yes. And our tagline is healthy minds, healthy bodies. And now why on earth would we become Library Park? Well, we would save money through our consolidation. We're going to reduce the duplication of our efforts. The districts are doing story times, we're doing story times, they're doing craft programs, we're doing craft programs. They have all these facilities for leisure and parks and recreation. We can make use of that by merging. We can have a combined outreach and marketing effort. We would create a citywide use app that shows citywide events. It's streamlined, and it would be a tool for measurement of statistics. And we would promote the idea of the commons, so libraries as a makerspace and a community space. And so welcome to Library Park. Thank you.
You are our city council that we are asking.
He's asked too many questions.
Anytime there's a collaboration or like a merger like that, people are going to lose some jobs. Will we be losing more park people or more? Who's going to staff Library Park?
We're not going to lay off anybody. We're going to be able to, through the savings of money by combining the two organizations, we're going to be able to open more spaces and train staff to have more multi-use spaces.
As a city councilman, I see this as more of an opportunity to save money.
We're not raising taxes.
We have a question over here.
I'm a fatty, and I don't really like the park district, but I love the library. Is this going to take away from my books and the audiobooks at the library?
I hear you. No. However, for those of us who are not interested in the park district, going into the park district, who knows? We may trip over something that we're actually going to be interested in the future. And likewise with people who use the park in terms of books. There are people who use the park district who might never realize there are books on the subject they're interested in. This gets the community linked in that way.
Also, because you're a foodie, you might you have better access to the parks programs who have better resources for doing cooking classes and other types of food-related programs.
Well, I'm sold.
I just have a two-part question. Because one, in real life, I work in a combined building. Can you tell me how the Zumba class above my office had to get a little quieter? Because I cannot work in my office on Wednesday afternoons.
You should take the opportunity to take the Zumba class. The more we put play into our lives, the better our work is going to be.
Number two. I like that. Number 2, I'm the park district. I charge for my early childhood rhythm and blues. Whatever class. The library wants to give it away for free. Why am I going to partner with the library who's giving away my class time?
The reason you're charging is that your overhead is so high in terms of providing all of these courses, which many of are duplicated elsewhere. By cutting down on the overhead, the park district will then be able to offer those courses for free the same way the library does.
And we can teach you early literacy skills that you're not quite covering in your park classes.
Can you get a little bit?
All right, we have a question over here.
I'm a patron at the library, but I can't listen to my audiobooks while I'm swimming in the swimming pool.
Next question.
Now out on Reddit, there's actually an app that we can look into. Now, we got it covered. We're good.
Any other questions, or maybe pretend that you are a different stakeholder than a council person? I think some of you have already done that, but any other questions, maybe internally on the library side?
Some watch Parks and Rec people.
Okay,
I was waiting for Leslie. No.
we know that there's some competition between libraries and park districts. We're competing for publicity and to be noticed by the community. And I think it would be win-win if they combined forces, and we have a lot of the same goals. And so basically just win-win all around. If we get rid of the competitive, turf wars going on.
Jan?
I think one option for getting rid of the turf wars would be to perhaps develop an interesting comic strip based on this kind of phenomenon. Bring a lot of attention.
Thank you. Maybe with the drawings we
Yeah, I know a show you can go to and talk about your drawings.
We need a cat.
We need a cat.
Yeah, I was waiting for the cat. Any other questions? Oh, one more and then we'll be done.
Who's in charge, the library director or the head of Parks and Rec?
That's a good question.
we're going to do a 2-year experiment where there is one board, one library director. I mean, not library director, one director of
Library
the
park.
library park.
We realize that we're going to have to create new laws, new boards, new governance, all of that. And through that process, we will end up with one director.
Or we won't change the law, we'll do this as a model
it'll be a
first,
robot.
then we'll change the law.
And then it'll go statewide,
Yeah, and then nationwide.
and then nationwide.
Library closed everywhere.